What's up, guys? Lord Beardo here, bringing you a brand new Clash of Clans video, wrapping up my push into the Legends League. The season ended last night, or yeah, it was last night on Super Bowl Sunday. And let me tell you something, it was not an easy thing to do. Push all season. There were multiple times where I wanted to give up, multiple times where I had enough, fighting maxed out Town Hall 11 bases non-stop, but honestly, I'm going to end up doing it again. I won't do it this season, but I'm going to push and get my heroes a little bit higher and do some more defenses. And this is just going to be a recap video. Honestly, all my opinions, all my thoughts about being up in Legends, what it means to be a legend, what I think about it. And if you're not interested, then I don't know what to tell you. But we got as close to top 200 as I possibly could have. And we actually finished 213. Little Beardos, we were 13 trophies away from actually breaking back into the top 200. And I really think that we got screwed so bad in the end of that season. In the last 4 or 5 days of the season, I think I had 3, maybe 4 or 5 raids total. Literally total. There was almost a 2-day span where I actually couldn't find a single match. Every offer that it was giving me was going to be 2 trophies at best, 4 or 5 trophies, and that's if it was definitely going to be a 2-star. So we decided to hit the next and wait for bigger offers, better offers, and honestly, it was an absolute mess trying to find the last couple bases. So we did, however, hit one last raid at the very end, which gave us 23 trophies, but we turned around and then got hit for 20 trophies, and that's how we were down by 13. So unfortunately, I failed you Beardos, but fortunately enough for you guys, I'm going to actually make a better and stronger push. Now, this season was really interesting because the Loons were overtaking the game, and that was the first time that I kind of pushed with any army that had anything to do with balloons. I started messing around with them right before the season started. If you've been following on the channel, you would have known that we had just gotten our max lava hounds, and we were kind of behind, man. We were behind on our clone spells. We were very behind on our haste spells. So it took a little bit of time for us to kind of upgrade some troops. So I'm excited to see what our push can be once they change, what the army types are going to be moving forward in the future. But this particular video will just be highlight raids and me pretty much ranting about my thoughts about the Legends League. So let me constructively tackle my thoughts about Legends League. First off, hats off to anybody in this game who pushes top 200 in global. I got to 1,700 and some odd numbers for the end of the season, and that was global. So I'm pretty happy about that. Still just barely under top 1,800 players in the entire world, but for people to actually take the top spot is crazy. Now, I do think it does come down to spending a lot of your own money. I did spend a little bit of money. I did put a lot of gems into the game right before the season. Not too many gems, maybe spent $10 or so, but basically what you spend your gems on are day shields, 2-day shields, and 2-hour shields. Now, I actually didn't figure out that 2-hour shield push until way into the season. I mean, like literally the last week or so, I realized that I could be using for 10 gems an extra 2 hours, and sometimes an extra 2 hours is all you need to grab a couple extra trophies to push. So we learned a little bit. This was our first official push season, and I had a bunch of fun doing it. Now, I couldn't do my heroes the entire time, which really helped out for the clan because I warred non-stop. We went on a 9-game winning streak. We've only lost like 2 out of the last like 16 or 18 wars or something crazy like that. We've been absolutely crushing it in war, and I feel like it really helped that I was pushing so high in the Legends because all the number 1 and number 2 spots I was able to fight and really just crush sometimes. I mean, big 3-star raids here and there in war. So it definitely makes you practice your big armies and your big war raids when you're pushing. So I firmly support pushing. Now, I do think there is, an ebb and flow to the system. There is some give and take. You cannot upgrade your heroes while you're pushing because you need them, and that was one of the big drawbacks as we were sitting on 200,000 Dark Elixir for a while. Now, I did go ahead and gem my queen one time, so that does help a little bit there, but we're going back down to farming. That is another video. I still want to dive into the nuts and bolts of the Legends League and how to really go about being the best Legends League player you can. Now, obviously, you have to 2-star every single base. If you 1-star bases and you don't make enough trophies, when your shield runs out, you get slammed, absolutely slammed. You will lose 30 trophies. So if you do 5 or 6 raids at 2 to 5 trophies each and then get slammed for 30 trophies, it's basically like you played the game for no reason. Now, you have to be by your iPad nonstop, or you have to be able to have your phone in your pocket with your earphones in, ready to hear that noise of when you find a raid. I was actually talking with Clash with Ash out in San Francisco, and that's how he told me he was fighting into the Legends League. He would leave his earbuds in, walk around, do his work, and then when he heard that noise, he would scamper off into a corner and go ahead and get his raid in. Now, I thought that was interesting that I had the luxury of being able to be around my iPad, and it did work out, because sometimes it's so overbearing to wait all day long for a raid that you start to get like, I don't even know how to explain it. You just get like burnt out waiting for the raids. Like sometimes you just want to jump on and play and fight. And if you don't have clan mates on to friendly challenge with and mess around, then you really only have the global to fight in. Now, we don't have a lot of Town Hall 11s in our clan. There's only a couple of us. So there wasn't a lot of bases really to mess around with. So I really rely on global to go out there and have fun in. So when you're waiting, sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6. One day I waited almost 12 hours to find a raid. Now, if you can't believe that, then push up into top legends and see if the legends are true in Legends. See what I did there? It's true. They are true. The legends are true. You wait forever. You're in the clouds forever. You fight fully maxed out bases more times than not. The beginning of the push was a lot more fun because the balloons came out and there was a lot of 3-starring that took place with the new loons, and everyone's expos were down. Once the bases changed, it went into this flat where it was nothing but 1-star, nothing but 1-star. And honestly, I was a little fearful to change my army because I knew that I could definitely 1-star with the army, and that's this type now. And total hats off to Powerbang, because Powerbang was the one I snatched this army off and the other army off. I did not go out of my way to learn my own army. Typically, I do come up with all my own army types and really mess around because I'm individual with the way I attack. I do specific things that maybe some other people don't do. So I like to tailor my raids. Now, his raids fit well into my style, and we kind of ran with them. We messed around a little bit here and there with a clan castle and changed a couple spells, from time to time. But for the most part, it's exactly the same composition. Now, the Legends League itself is very worth it to get up inside. There is tons of loot despite the wait times at the high end, because I ended up at 5,800 trophies. So if you were on the low end, 51, 5,200, you can get matches. You don't have to sit there and wait for hours and hours and hours. Now, I do think you will wait 30, 40, 50 minutes, somewhere around there, but for the most part, you are going to find some good matches and find some fun matches. So Legends was an absolute amazing time to fight up there. I'm very excited to do another push. I do have to get more gems for it, and I don't want to spend the money right now. So we are just going to go down and farm our heroes and farm some of our key pieces of defense. We weren't able to get a lot of defense, and that was something that I'd really noticed in the Legends League. The top guys had 20-some odd defenses. Now, if they were making even 10 trophies at 22 defense, That's crazy. That is crazy talk. That's a 220 trophy boost. Now, if I was at 58 whatever with 200 and some odd trophies, now that's a 6,000 trophy season, and I'm talking, global status there, top of the leaderboards for USA. So we got some things, but what I am excited about is that we were able to win over 225 plus raids. Now that worked out really well for me. There were some losses in there, excuse me, and I actually lost. I actually was the one who bumped myself out of the top 20. We did secure a spot with only 5 days left, and I went in and did an absolutely horrific raid, and I couldn't get back from that raid. So that just gives you, the idea of what it means to be up there. If you lose one raid, sometimes it takes you 3 or 4 days to make that up. Now, midway through, more like 3/4 of the way through the season, I kind of gave up. I was a little annoyed with the way it all worked, and I wasn't too thrilled about spending so much time waiting for a match, and I kind of just brushed it off and was like, man, I'm not going to push anymore. I'll see how high I get, but I'm not going to go crazy trying to, be around my iPad nonstop all day. And then all of a sudden, I ended up going on a tear for 2 days where it was 25 trophies, 15 trophies, 17 trophies. Then we were able to get a defend for 1 trophy, and then we got another defend. I think it was no trophies or something crazy like that. It was super low. One was 1 trophy, one was 4 or 5 trophies, and then we were able to get another defend for 11 trophies. And with all of that combined, it actually shot us super close to the top 200. And that's when I dropped another $10 on the game and started buying day shields and 2-day shields and just searching and searching and searching for all the best raids. So we will get our defenses up, little beards. We will practice more offensive attacking. We will see what Supercell does about new defenses and new offenses in this next update that's going to be coming in the spring. And we will gear ourselves up to attack another top 200 USA challenge. We'll see if we can make the push. I think we'll have better success the second time just because you learn so many different things. And I'm not going to give up on Legends. I don't plan on going down to Champs and farm and just beat up on easy bases. It's not my style. I really want to I would rather take the game a little bit slower in upgrades and really learn how to fight and just beast on bases. Because then when you do get those max troops or those max heroes, they're really going to make a humongous difference. You're going to be so seasoned as a vet player in the Legends. I like the Legends. I love the trophies. I love the system. It will be a little upsetting, though, when I'm looking and it'll say my best season was 1,700 in the world, and then the next one's going to be 20,000. So we'll see what happens. We don't know how high we'll actually get this season. We're just going to kind of mess around with it, try to come up with some brand new army types. But all around, man, the Legends League is legit. You find such fully progressed bases, and the coolest part, one of the coolest parts for me, I feel was when I would search my name and all these big name clans were around us. Yeah, baby. All the Quantums. There was so much. Lost Phoenix, Galadon's clan. There were so many. King's Rock 2. There were so many big name clans that were all around us. Mega, USAs. There were so many clans right around me. Names that I've seen on YouTube and people that I've seen fight out in Finland. And to be so close. At one point, I think I was number 201 and Galadon was 200. And it was just cool to be up there. It was just fun. It was just fun to see, the top of the game. And it's definitely difficult to get up here, and it's worth staying up here if you get the chance to do it and hang out and see how cool it is to come across all these really big bases. But we got to do our defenses. We got to get our heroes up. The king is already going down to 38 as we speak. The Dark Elixir flows so nice up in the Legends League, so we're going to push for that, and we're going to do our best to continue to learn a little bit more about the baby dragons in our raids so that maybe we can start getting some more 3 stars, because we really tanked off in the end with our 3 stars. I personally just think that they changed the bases. I think that the players up top decided once the balloons were overtaking them to go ahead and drop those expos on air or raise those expos on air and change their bases around. A lot of bases I saw would have 4 air defenses in the top, but then the eagle cannon in the bottom. And it's like, okay, if I go for the eagle cannon, which makes the most sense, I have a better chance at a 2-star. But if I go for those air defenses early and I can get to that eagle, then I could get a 3-star. But then, you know, obviously it was a little crazy. Now, this was actually the very last raid of the season. I was really excited about it because the offer was like 35 trophies and I knew I needed a huge boost, but we were only able to lock up 23 of those trophies and it didn't end up getting us into the top 200. Like I said, we ended 213. So in a way, I am kind of happy that we didn't break the top 200 because it gives me a reason to go back in and do this. My goal was to make that top 200. Once I realized that my defenses were never going to hold up and have as many defends as, say, the top guys because I just don't have all my defenses done, I kind of gauged myself with the global rank and I started really going for that USA rank. And like I keep reiterating, there is disappointment but excitement at the same time because it's going to make me come back and play this again. I am stubborn. I am a stubborn video game player. I don't believe that the guys who are above me are any better at this game. I just think that their defenses are more progressed. I mean, we had 200 and some odd wins in the Legends League. Like, come on, man. That's no joke. Like, we were playing our faces off. And we did have a stretch of 1-stars, which upset me a little bit. But I think everybody goes through some phases of 1-stars. You can't be that automatic. It's just impossible. I mean, unfortunately, my base is very easy to 2-star. So we're not able to come up with a lot of defense, but we'll make it happen. We'll figure it out, Beardos. And this is just going to wrap up the Legends. And just moving forward, I'm going to be bringing out some more content involving the Town Hall 9 and a little bit more Town Hall 11 farming and just all around just playing the game, man. Just playing the game, having a good time, hoping you guys are enjoying it. If you're here till the end of this video, definitely hit that like button. Definitely subscribe up. I'm assuming if you're here at the end of the video, you've already done all those things. So, to the faithful, to the few, peace out, Lord Beardo.